Hey, we're here with Jeremy and Will from Arcade Fire. Thanks so much for taking the time, guys. You guys are busy since the record dropped. You played Madison Square Garden.
Since before the record dropped.
Even before the record dropped.
Let's be honest here. Yeah. Let's be frank. And
on fire? Arcade Fire's on fire. I mean, the whirlwind.
This interview was over.
The whirlwind is crazy. Like,
yeah, but it's, I mean, this is our last show and we have a little break, and we actually, I think we're more prepared this time than we've ever been, right, in general. Like, I think less of us are dying of pneumonia right now.
Dying of pneumonia?
Well, I mean, last time we did this, Will ended up, or Win ended up, in the hospital, like, with no voice.
Right.
So, this time around, we are a little bit better prepared. Don't get me wrong, it's still crazy.
No, this was a pretty well orchestrated record launch.
Yeah.
It's almost as if someone planned it, but I sure didn't. But when I look back on it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
You executed it well.
Not as well as you, my friend.
Oh.
Hugs, you guys want to hug it out?
We hug it now. Okay. I mean, yes. Yeah.
Do you ever get tired of the accolades? I mean, even this is your third record, and since the first record, the accolades have been overwhelming for you guys in terms of the blogosphere, people twittering about the record. I mean, even before the record came out, there was tons of anticipation for how good this record was going to be. Does that ever get tiring?
It's a really nice shirt you're wearing.
Yeah. Thousands of people have said that today.
No, seriously, it's a really nice shirt.
It's a good shirt.
It's a really good shirt.
Yeah.
Does it get tiring?
I mean, we're glad people like it. I mean, we kind of, we tend to stay off the computer a little bit, so we don't really get I mean, even if it's positive or negative, I don't believe it to be truly healthy to spend too much time on the message boards and the blogosphere.
Right.
Twitter is, I think, a great forum for stand-up comics. Because there's no communication, it's just like, it's outwards. I had a conversation with a comedian recently. I was just like, Twitter is for comics. It's so good. So it's like, I think it's bad. When I read Twitter, I feel sick to my stomach. When I read a comedian's Twitter, I feel great.
But no, it's great. I mean, we're still getting to, like, we did this Madison Square Garden thing with Terry Gilliam.
Right.
It was like, I just got to hang out with Terry Gilliam for 5 days. Like that. I'm not tired of that.
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What's more rewarding for you guys, actually putting the record together and putting it out there, or being able to tour the record and play these songs in a live atmosphere?
It's kind of both. I mean, we really get tunnel vision when we're working on whatever it is. So when we're working on the record, we like work on the record. That's all there is. There's no talk of touring. Like, we hardly started to talk about touring until like a week before we were done the album. So we basically do something until we're so sick of it. Right. So like we work on the record, work really hard until it's great, and we're so close to the point of collapse. And then all of a sudden it's time to tour. So there's like a whole new energy.
I mean, I think
from that.
In the long run, I think we're all pretty conscious that the record is what people will, there's been talk about that, it's like, oh, in the long run, you don't really hear about Clash shows. Maybe you hear about a couple Clash shows here or there. You don't, you really think about the records 20 years down the line. But the shows in the moment are really great, are really satisfying. It feels like you're working, which is great.
I guess too, it gives you a chance to sort of experiment with some things that you weren't able to do putting the record together, right?
Yeah. No, it is, and some of the songs come to life in a really special way. It's good.
Let's talk a bit about the record, if you don't mind, and just have,
This interview was over.
Well, now it's twice now we've ended this.
Will is so mad today.
Yeah. Do you have a beverage? Do you need a drink? You're good?
Cool, yeah.
It's a more mature record, but it's also a very reflective record, I guess, of your brother's time back home and going back home and checking out Houston and whatever. But it's more than, I think, just reflecting on the past, right? There's all kinds of things about the future and what's going on. Modern Man, I think, for me, just keeps sticking out as one of those songs that...
That's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's a single down the road, because I think it's one of those songs that you hear on the radio and just snap your fingers and have a good time with. But the whole record is reflective, but yet it moves forward. Is that an accurate assessment?
it is.
I mean, I think there's enough there that you can allow people to take a lot of different things from it.
Right.
I mean, it's, you know, it's just by the fact that it's longer than we've ever done.
Right.
It's just sort of more. You know, we just tried more. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
It also seems that there's a lot more guitar at the forefront of this record than records past.
Yeah, I think there is. I think that's probably accurate, but I don't know. I'd have to really dig into the stats on that one.
Right.
I mean, I think it's just clearer in general because there's some songs with less guitar. Like there's a lot of synth songs, and
Yeah.
but I think in general it's just a clearer picture of the song because we tried not to you know, there's not, yeah, like, you know, some of them we thought hard about, but maybe I'm so bad right now.
You're so bad.
I'm such a bad
Modern Man's your favorite track on the record. Will, what's your favorite track on the record?
I mean, they're different ones that are satisfying for different reasons. I mean, Modern Man was very satisfying because we all just played it, and it really came alive pretty easy and satisfying, and just like felt like a real song right off the bat, and we knew how to play it. Yeah, they all have different reasons. Like, I had a lot of fun. I worked on Sprawl 2 a lot with Marcus Strabs, who helped co-produce the album with us. It was fun to work on electronics with the guy who did Homogenic, who works with Eno, and also Eno works with him, they should say. Boom!
You've done a lot since before the record came out and even until now, whether it's the MSG show that was at MSG, which is crazy in its own, but also being broadcast all over the world, to playing Jon Stewart a couple nights ago, to all kinds of other festivals that you played. Is there anything that stands out this go-around that's been special for you guys?
There have been a lot of highlights. This last tour has been full of highlights, actually.
Yeah.
Because those working with Terry was amazing, and the New York shows were amazing. And we played Lollapalooza in Chicago, just sort of expecting it to be just a big show, big festy show, but it was actually really magical, just like an amazing crowd. Because we were kind of tired and grumpy, and then just the crowd actually was, maybe the best crowd we've ever had. Just like really locked in.
And then we played the Ryman in Nashville, which is like a brand new venue.
Yeah.
We really wanted to play, and it was a really good. It feels like it was a month just because the scale of everything, but it was really just a good, fun couple weeks. Like,
yeah. Next is you're going out. You're taking a little bit of a break now, and then you're going out west for some dates.
We're gonna go to Europe for a very 10 days or something.
Wow,
that'd be crazy.
Slamming some festies,
Down
which will be fun. That'll be
And then we head west. It's sort of like part 2 of a North American tour,
with Europe as a breaking point.
Yeah. Europe as a
vacation
which is
in
not
Europe.
Oh yeah, it's like a
busman's
National
vacation.
Lampoon vacation in Europe.
Yeah.
What are you guys listening to when you just want to get away from your music? Are there things that you guys are listening to in your headphones while you're driving around that you want to let people know about? Do you think cool records or cool tunes that people should be checking out?
I mean, I just downloaded a couple Gillian Welch albums because we met her in Nashville. These hobos have always been talking about her and being amazing. And I'd heard her before. I was like, I'm going to listen to these albums, which are amazing.
They're beautiful.
And I also just downloaded Public Enemy because Witness kept talking about Public Enemy in interviews. I was like, I'm up on my Public Enemy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah. I kind of all over the place. I mean, this week I really like. There's that band Pearly Gate Music. It's like a guy from Maryland.
I was reading about it.
It's great. It's really good. I listen to metal when I need a palate cleanser.
Any specific record?
I mean, I really like Converge, and their last one is really awesome as well. They're sort of like my go-to band.
Wow.
And then I've gone back. There's a band called Botch that doesn't exist anymore. Botch. But it's TCH. We know someone named Botch, but they. I find myself every time these past few days, like if I need a quick
quick fix.
The Quick Fix. They have an EP that they put out just as they were breaking up. It's like really short. And it's just like, oh god, this is so awesome. And then it's over, and you're like, oh. All right, back to songs.
Have you guys thought about making a stripped down record just because you are?
Didn't we?
I thought we did.
I mean, we always talk about trying. I mean, I think we did. Like, Modern Man is very stripped down, and Month of May even is.
Even Suburbs to a certain extent.
Some Suburbs is super stripped down. And, you know, I think we're not shy of trying anything.
Right.
I don't think
I
we
guess by
like.
stripped down I meant a more acoustic record.
I don't think we would ever do that just because that would be like I don't think we'll ever do something that.
It's conceivable we would make one, but we would never really set out to make one. I don't think.
Yeah, conceptually it would
You know.
be an idea to do a left turn. I think inevitably we will always make like.
It's very just song based, like what serves the song kind of. And some songs are served by a lighter touch, and some songs are served by a heavier touch. And sometimes you will get them confused, but normally we work hard enough and we try things in a lot of different ways when we're working on each project. So try to figure it out what music is appropriate.
Well, thanks so much for this record. It's great and lives up to everything that anytime lives up to certainly what people are talking about online. And you know, it would be remiss of me to not ask on behalf of the Twitterers out there in Edmonton, why is Edmonton off the docket?
I believe it's pronounced Ed Mountain. Also,
Ed Mountain. Just rowdy.
Yeah.
Part of it is we really need to play Saskatoon. Seriously.
And Winnipeg.
I mean, Saskatoon is like we really need to play Saskatoon because we have family and friends there. So Saskatoon sort of butts to the front of the line, always. And I think just Ed Mountain got maybe, you know, take it up with Saskatoon is what I would blame Saskatoon.
And I really like Edmonton, but not to be a total dink, but I've often driven 3 to 5 hours to see shows. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah,
it's 3 hours.
Calgary's not that far.
I mean, if you look at our American dates, we are shortchanging America. Like, I think we're doing a pretty good job in Canada, Western Canada. not so much the Eastern Canada yet.
But we did write Quebec this time.
We did play Quebec and Sherbrooke, no Eastern provinces. But yeah, Edmonton, unfortunately, Ed Mountain, we'll just have to hop in the car. Carpool. It's a straight line. I've driven the highway like 60 times.
Just put on the club and go to sleep.
You can see a storm coming from like 60 kilometers away. I've done it. I'll probably do it again many times.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and continued success.